All right, guys. Hey, great way to end the week. I'm going to make it kind of brief here. I always say that and I go a little bit longer. But to wrap things up, I know some of you are trying to get out of here. Just a couple thoughts going into next week. This was not an easy week, and really proud of how a lot of you worked the positions. Yesterday was some good teaching as far as how I whiffed on bonds twice on the open, and then kind of got sloppy on the execution after the auction. But I know some of you did good buying bonds, and so I just wanted to touch on what's working and kind of where we're at in these cycles. In the next week, I covered. You guys are in the live room and in following us on the chat. I did do a crypto update, which I'll post here before I leave the office here. So let's just start with equities. That's kind of what everyone's focused on. I mean, I usually like to focus on the dollar, and the dollar's just been sideways. So I don't know. I guess we're just waiting on Jackson Hole. Don't really care what the catalyst is to get us out of this range. So I just said we'll start on equities. Now I'm going to go back to the dollar because that's just what I do. 15-minute. Here's a 30-minute. We've been in this range trade. And on the daily, you can see it's actually a little bit easier to see on the euro. It's more pronounced. It's got the overnight data. All right, we're just stuck in this little range right here. Back, forth, back, forth. So some of you have been chopping it around well, playing this range. So about 40 pip range. And I think the story continues to be nobody's talking about it. Every time we make a big picture call like this, I sound like a broken record. But nobody's talking about what's happening with the yen. And I would not be surprised a month from now, 2 months from now, it's everything that's all over mainstream media is that the yen is breaking out. Look how strong this move was from when we signaled long. We got a chance to take profits again into the highs. So congrats for everybody that's long futures. Stay core long. I didn't take into that high up there because I just didn't have any more to take. I want to keep my position. But this is a major change and something, again, nobody's paying attention to. I keep saying that the Nikkei and small caps look the worst. Can't get above the pi cycle. Couldn't get above the 8 here this week. And I think we're going to have more of the same going into next week. Now, we did have a bounce in equities, right? I actually thought the market held up pretty well considering how bad we started the week. You know, we held pi. And then I thought we'd maybe had a 1 or 2 day bounce and see more follow through. But we also talked about we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to talk about, here's the high, right, on the 29th. So from there, you had a small, narrow range bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 count. And then we talked about on Monday, right, in the team room, could be a 4 count, lower high, and then cycle back to the lows. Obviously, you could have an 8-day count all the way back to some sort of retracement like 618, 80%, 100% retrace. I thought would be tough because this is new lower low. So if we let that count play off, it kind of puts us into middle of next week as maybe a new cycle, which kind of lines up right with Jackson Hole. So maybe that's the time frame that we're on as far as the equity markets. All right, but we did a pretty good job this week of just managing the risk around what we wanted to do. We bought the Dow pretty well against some of our short. If we're buying the Dow down here, and we're covering our shorts. Reshorted yesterday into this bounce, and then got a chance to come out of our puts here this morning. Those were, basically covered the low. We talked about right before we jumped off today. It was like, it's Friday. Why are you trying to go for a home run, or you already had a pretty good dip? Let's just get covered up. and I took off 90% of my short in equities right there on the low, and I'd say that's pretty good timing. Here's our Russell short. So you guys did a good job with this too. Covered pretty well. Maybe some of you even got a little bit lower on your covers. But this is still our best idea on the short side of the equity markets, is small cap. And then what else? I guess I'll talk about bonds because there's a little bit of a learning opportunity in here. I talked about yesterday, it's tough when I kind of fouled up on my buying power. I got too aggressive that morning. We came out of the gates right here yesterday. We made a new high. And I had such a big day the day before that I was like, all right, well, I'm going to start trading right off the bat, like 6 in the morning. And got long a bunch of stuff, yen, bonds, just putting on some shorts, and then just kind of jammed myself up as far as buying power. And when we went to short in the live room, ultras, and it was right here. Right here is like 87. Here's the price right here, 87. I couldn't get it off. It just, my buying power was jammed up, but couldn't even buy puts. Next thing you know, we were all the way down here. And we said that we could probably sell off because we had a 30-year auction. So sometimes dealers have to just sell, make room for whatever it is they have to take down in the auction or whatever they have to buy in the auction. And that's exactly what happened. Come the auction, boom, bottoming tail, we said get long. And then I missed covering puts. So when I missed shorting ultras, which was like, would have hedged half of the bond book here, missed that, and you guys had to sit through me complaining about it the whole morning because it was torturing me. And then we got to the low. I was like, all right, now we got back on the live room at 1. I'm like, all right, now that was probably the low. Let's get long bonds. We bought 30s. And then I was trying to come out of my puts that we had bought since I missed hedging the ultras. We bought puts up here at 161. And I literally was trying to get out and sell out of them right on the low. And I kept trying to get in the middle, and I missed. And I got in the middle and missed. And I just like, forget it. I got long futures instead. And I never got on my puts, but that was like a $5,000 swing in the puts. If I just would have hit the bid and then kept moving. So I wasn't really happy with yesterday, the execution. Like, trend-wise, we broke. Could have done a lot better, or at least I could have. And I just freaking whiffed there, and then I whiffed there. So it was still an okay day. I don't like it when you have the trend and direction right and your cycles and everything, and then you foul up the execution. So it's just a lesson. And sometimes you want to try to get in the middle, and you want to save yourself an extra $200-300 for, it helps with the commissions and stuff at the end of the day. But when you miss and you have a big move, and bonds went bid all afternoon, it was not worth trying to get in the middle. So anyway, just that's the stuff when you look back at your week and you try to review your trading day, it's like, okay, so today we came in and I didn't mess around with in the middle. Like, if I wanted to get out of something, I just hit a bid, paid the spread. Anyway, bonds, this morning, I didn't buy futures, but we got down here in front of Pi. We bought some 162 strike calls. We actually bought the calls that were expiring today, and then we rallied up. Those got in the money. We said book those. Actually made a new high. I know some of you made money there. And then I didn't touch bonds the rest of the day. Just focused on equities after that. And then so going forward, everything is still in trend here as far as bonds go. I mean, we were very overbought early in the week. Overbought for treasuries. We've had a great call. We've made a lot of money. It's been a good run. He has some pretty big topping tails in here, especially in the long end. And so I'm not surprised that we sold off yesterday, but we did hold to 8. All right, but it's going to be a little bit of a battle. So we talked about how you're going to hedge your core position in bonds. It's okay to start thinking about maybe shorting near-term pops, right? Like you can pick your spots in 30s if you want to sell against your 10s. You can pick your spots in ultras if you want to short. There's plenty of day trade opportunities now where we start to think about getting a little bit more aggressive on the hedges, as the daily cycle was high early in the week and it's still rolling over and it can come down more. It didn't touch gold this week because it's mainly almost the same trade as treasuries. It's really overbought. Still core long, but again, just being patient there. There's a time to be aggressive. There's a time to just let the market come to you. I think we're in one of those spots. Talked about equities. I don't think in this video I can explain too much on the vol side, but we've been playing UVXY core short as kind of one of the risk on sides of our portfolio. We have a lot of risk off stuff right now because we're in the camp that we're moving towards recession. We've been long things like euro, dollar futures, and long treasuries, gold. We've been picking our spots in the short equities. A lot of people are afraid to short equities because it's not easy. they never go down. But if you have a timing process and you know how to work it, there's been plenty of opportunity there. But it's all the same trade right now, and the cycles are all coming down on the rate stuff, gold. So just be patient. When we've got overbought and the stuff that's been doing well, I don't have zero problem going to the short side of UVXY, and that's basically like buying stocks or getting long risk assets. So that's been a pretty good trade. We had a good call up here, adding. Covered some stuff here at the end of the day. This is not really. This is just an illiquid print. Anyway, if you guys are in the live room, you know what that's about. Great week. I posted some of your results. Guys, keep sending me what you got. You guys are just, some of you are brand new to futures and FX, and you're doing really well. So that's nice to see to end the week. And if you're new to us, I would say here, go to jenkinsrm.com. It's free to join the chat room. Come in here. You're even free to message me. I don't know where you're at. If you're brand new, you're been prop trading or institutional guy for a long time, or you just want to connect or see what we're about, our cycle stuff, that's the best way to communicate. You can hit trial membership access, and that'll bring you right into our room. Come in for a week. I don't care. Get to see what we're doing. Join us. I think I set that up pretty simple. And then if you want to go to the next level, I got some stuff coming down the pike here next week. Kind of thinking about maybe a futures and forex program that discounts all our trading packages and then really focuses a group maybe like through the summer and the rest of the year that has some, those that want to be in the coaching group, and just kind of combine it all. So I might have some stuff for you guys next week on that. But this is our trading services, our live room. I put all, if you're just interested in our options, like we use a lot of call ratio back spreads. You don't see that anywhere. Everybody just teaches the basic single strategies, verticals. But I teach you like how to structure those and actually make money in my options course. And then I teach you the ratio back spread, which is like very uncommon, not heard of strategy that I think is the best option strategy. Gives you all the upside, the most limited downside, most limited amount as far as tying up your capital. So anyway, I put all this together. Our course from when we were running the when I was running my rates desk and all the stuff we're doing on the institutional side. You get some membership, 3 months free on the membership there. Pi Cycle Trading Secrets, that's my brand new course I put together. And that's all there. And then the coaching is where, if you guys are serious about wanting to do this full time, you want to earn a living from the markets, you want to be free, that's your thing, you're passionate about it, this is where you should get in touch with me and our team. This is where you're going to get the most results. It's not about just following a system. Believe me, our system is probably the best timing system there is. I mean, you can chase some of these other guys down, or you can learn about LA Wave, but you want to put it all together. I think my course does the best job, and no one's going to teach you about the time component. But this is about you as a trader, so everybody's individual. So we all have different personalities, and everybody has different hang-ups, different habits, some good, some bad. But you need a coach, just like any professional athlete, anybody that's the best at what they do. They all have coaches, and there's a reason for that. Keep you accountable, keep you on track. You can bounce things off of. When you get in a slump, you can work through it with them. You can think through it. Emotional support, camaraderie, the team aspect, all that stuff. It's tough to trade, but it's even harder if you put yourself on an island. And so that's what this coaching program is about. I try to make it sexy, but also give the most value. And I'll be here for life. So I paid 12 grand to learn to trade Forex. I tell the story all the time. I spent $3,700 back in the 90s as a high school, college kid to learn options. I never had anybody that I could talk to live, that I could build a relationship with. It was all still worth it, but I just didn't have anything close to what we've kind of built here and what we're still building. So that's what this program is about. I throw in an iPad. I think it's a really good offer. The reason I threw in an iPad, I just think it's different. Everything's mobile these days. I hope that, you can get this iPad. If you guys want to sign up for the coaching program, you're going to get all of the material. You're going to get all the tools that you're going to have as a lifetime of trading and investing. No one can take away from you, but, maybe this is something that you remember, as part of the group, as part of something special that, you remember where you learned some of these cyclical concepts and then you build off of it. Just obviously a great piece of technology and a trading tool. So that's why I did that. And pretty self-explanatory. You guys can go through here. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Again, great job this week, and we'll be back at it Monday or Sunday night. And I'll have some stuff for some of you guys in the members area. All right, have a great weekend.